I didn't take any photos. My name's Sonia and I'm from Off the Record and from the Young Carers Service. So I'm just going to introduce the people who are here to be celebrated tonight. And before I do that, I'd just like to say that it's been a project where the young carers that I work with have just worked really hard. They've come together in their free time, in their time away from caring, to be able to actually do a project that has inspired them, it's inspired me, and I'm really pleased to see you all tonight here to also be inspired. And just to really say that I'm very proud of them for all the hard work that they've done, and I'm really proud to see that their achievements are being celebrated tonight. But I think they will say it much better than I can, so I'm going to pass over to Megan, who will explain the project.
I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of the book, so I'll start with the pros. One of the main ones was that all the pictures that we've taken all have a significant meaning to them. They vary, all pictures, whether it's just a bike, such as Ashley said, or it's a light up in the sky, it all means something to somebody, and it's very, very personal, and that leads on to unexpected outcomes. During this project, I've found a part of myself which has a great passion for photography, and I never expected to actually fall into this category of a hobby. And it's actually amazing to look on the internet or Google just photography images and what you can find. And I think the best thing about this, personally for me, is that it's reduced the typical teenage stereotype. Teenagers are stereotyped for people that binge drink or go out the weekend, and it's really negative. And this has shown to all of you now that we are not all bad kids. We do have some good stuff, and this project has helped so many of us to express ourselves in a positive way rather than through violence or anger or anything quoted on the news or in the newspaper. The things that we would have liked for this would be have more time, but despite this, like I said, the photos are all amazing and they have significant meaning. It would have been nice to have more pages in the book so we could actually show everybody and everybody's individual side of the story. And possibly if there are less typos, maybe different pictures or incorrect pictures taken. But nonetheless, they still have, everybody enjoys looking through the book and seeing our work. I think for some more inspiration even, maybe visits to a gallery, more like in Bath, the Holborn Gallery, that would have been a lot better, so we could have seen different types of artwork which photography falls under. And also there's not really a lot of consistency in the book, but then again that could mean to everybody who's contributed to this book has had their own section which is personal to them, and it shouldn't have to follow after another section, because if they're all linked in together, it would seem like one big person, but not we're all individuals. Thank you.
Just some extra photos that didn't end up in the book.
So following from what Meg said, this project combined teamwork with individuality. We all worked together on one big project, but this big project consisted of many smaller yet just as important personal projects in itself. It's been a great way of socialising in a constructive way. And although a bit of cooperation was required when it came to making the final decisions about the book, I think we've all enjoyed working together on something which has had such a positive outcome and so worthwhile. We had a lot of freedom throughout the project, with a relaxed, casual atmosphere, and the photographs we took provoked many interesting group discussions. The photography was great for self-expression, and we've been able to express our views, our thoughts, our opinions, our feelings, and just generally ourselves in a way we've never attempted to before. As part of the self-expression, the book allowed for a more personal element, by including our own little sketches and artwork, and also our own handwriting, as was presented in our own photography scrapbooks, which can be found out there if you want to take a few minutes to look through them. But when I got out of the taxi, I realised I've got mine. What can you do? I think this project has brought us closer together as a group, because we've been able to have an insight into each other's views, and I didn't really think we thought about that much before. So it's helped us understand each other more, and I hope I'm right in saying that it's also increased our respect for one another and for artwork and photography in general, because we've been able to see like the deeper meaning behind the pictures and what people are trying to express. So I hope that you're all able to do the same for our photography display here tonight.
Good afternoon. I've also been participating on this very project. I can say I've actually been paid to stand here and sell out the company, tell them how much, just tell them how much it's been, how inspirational it's been for our lives, how much a journey it's been, and how the diversity affects us all. It really does make me laugh sometimes of how some say, oh, it's easy to take a picture, it's simple, you have to click a button, press a button, but it's just that easy. But when you have to do something so divine and so inspirational, that's when the beauty comes into all of this. The photography in this project by Media Box have done just that. Allowed us to capture our lives in that one specific moment, take it and look at it from our side of the story, and judge ourselves. Whereas with other things, we cannot do that. Photography is still a very rare medium to all of us, and I think you can still understand that. Everything must be tried and dared, and that's what's so special about this project. Shakes. 1,000 people can ask you and tell you what was the most fun thing about this project and what was most inspirational, but to me, it's like asking a mother whose child she loves more. In a way, it's quite serendipitous. Somehow, we spend all our lives looking for something, who we are and what makes us. But yet, in this moment and this journey, has allowed us to evolve and do just that. There's no limit to what a man can do as long as he doesn't give credit.
I guess we've done a small feat of rounding that lot off, so I'm going to start by doing what the whole point of the project is, of putting my views across about it. And our side of the story, I reckon it's an incorrectly named title, because it's not really my side of the story, it's our side of the story. But I reckon it should just be named Your Side of the Story, because every story is intertwined. And I hope some of the pictures taken can kind of emulate that effect, but you just have to be there and experience it. And quite a lot. Photography is quite an underprivileged medium, really, because everyone's heard of great artists, Picasso, etc., great musical composers, Mozart, Beethoven, but have you ever really heard of any great photographers? I just throw that into the mix and leave you there.
I'd just like to say thank you very much and to all the young carers, and there were young carers that didn't want to stand up and say their side of the story today, but their side of the story obviously is in the book, and you can